if you don't already know, recently we had a relatively large tornado outbreak over a certain portion of the United States on December 9th. But 2 years ago, almost on the exact date, on December 10th, we had another large tornado outbreak in almost the exact same area. Today we're going to be comparing and contrasting these two very similar, like suspiciously similar events, alright? Not only did they take place on almost the same exact day, but also were just very similar areas in general that it happened in. So on the left are the SPC storm reports for the more recent event that happened on December 9th, 2023, and on the right are the storm reports for the event that happened 2 years ago on December 10th, 2021, alright? Now, off the bat, these may not look too similar. You may be thinking, Davis, this newer one is centered in the Deep South Dixie Alley area, and the older one is more centered across the Midwest, okay? But I want you to just focus on the red blobs, right? The red blobs are what indicate tornado damage reports, alright? And as we can see, the worst of the tornado damage on the recent event was right along that Tennessee-Kentucky border, alright? We had several reports of damage around the Clarksville-Nashville area, okay? And if we go over to the older event in 2021, we can see it's about the exact same thing. The worst of the tornado reports were once again along that Tennessee-Kentucky border, okay? Hail reports, alright, we had more hail reports on the older one, okay? And those were mostly in the Midwest, and on the newer one, we had hail reports over the Deep South, and then same thing for winds. The winds were more in the Midwest and the South Central United States on the older event, but on the more recent event, they were mostly in the Dixie Alley area, okay? So really, it's just the tornado threat that lines up here, alright? But again, almost the exact same day, one day off from being a 2-year anniversary of the Mayfield famous tornado, we had another significant tornado outbreak in pretty much the exact same area. Very suspicious. Next up, I wanted to look at the SPC Storm Prediction Center outlooks for these two events. Once again, the 2021 outbreak is going to be on the right-hand side of your screen, and the more recent outbreak is going to be on the left-hand side of your screen, okay? So we can see that obviously the 2021 outbreak was a lot worse in terms of the Storm Prediction Center's outlook here. Okay, we have a moderate risk in the event in 2021 and only an enhanced risk in the event in 2023, right? But we can see the enhanced risk in the more recent one kind of overlaps in the area that the moderate risk was in 2021, alright? So, even though these may not have been the same outbreak in terms of how deadly they were just in general, they were in the same area and they were both bad, alright? So that's what you should really take away from this map right here. Okay, a few differences, because I said I was going to point out the differences between these outbreaks as well in this video. The most of the risk of severe weather in the 2021 outbreak is centered across mainly the Mississippi River Valley. Well, this time around it was more in the Dixie Alley area, okay, so that's a difference. But other than that, these are pretty similar pictures, honestly. And finally, let's go ahead and take a look at the worst tornadoes of each event. Once again, the more recent outbreak, the December 9th, 2023 outbreak tornado is on the left. That is the Clarksville, Tennessee tornado, okay? That one earned a rating of EF3 and unfortunately did end up killing 3 people and injuring almost 60. The photo on your right is the famous photo from the Mayfield, Kentucky tornado, high-end EF4 tornado rating for the December 10th, 2021 outbreak. Okay, there's a good argument that you could make that this should be an EF5 tornado, but that's not really what this video is about. Just, a strong tornado, just in general. Very violent, one of the deadliest of the decade, okay? So, the thing is with the Clarksville, Tennessee tornado, okay, you can kind of notice it's not quite as well defined. This is also in the daytime, alright? This is in the afternoon hours, while the Mayfield, Kentucky tornado was in the nighttime, which just added to the deadliness of it. Okay, but they're in very similar areas, alright? We got one in central Tennessee and the other in western Kentucky / central Kentucky, okay? Not too far apart from each other, within just a couple hundred miles, alright? Both of these happened, okay? So, let's go and break down what we know about this outbreak, alright? They occurred on one day apart from each other in terms of day of the month, alright, or day of the year, I guess I should say. One of them was on December 9th and the other was on December December 10th. They were both centered across portions of the Tennessee River Valley, all right, in pretty much the exact same area. And the Mayfield one was more deadly than the newer Clarksville one, sure, but I mean, overall very similar events, okay, is like spookily similar, okay. This may have a theory going with it that December could be kind of a hot spot for tornadoes in the Tennessee Valley area, all right, now that we've had 2 major outbreaks in that area within the past 2 years alone, okay. So next year in 2025 we'll be able to confirm if December 9th, December 10th is really that time of year where a tornado outbreak is likely to strike across the Tennessee River Valley. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe. This is kind of a different one. I just thought I couldn't not mention this. Alright, this might be my last video on the Tennessee tornado outbreak. I'm not sure, but yeah, see you all in the next one. Peace.